So I just want to say thanks again for being our fat crush. And I just wanted to ask you a few questions, if
Yeah.
that's okay. We've been crushing on you for years now. I know, so everyone on my team who works with you, they just love you so much. And it's just it's such an honor to be able to work with people who are on the same page as far as the ethos of your company and what you want to bring into the world. But then also just like lovely human beings. Like it's just all about relationships. So that's why we're crushing on you in particular.
And that feeling's mutual.
Oh, thank you. Well, I just wanted to start by just having you just tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Sure, sure. So I'm Rosalyn Stewart, and my company is the Label Link Natural Products Packaging. And just a little bit about me. Born and raised in the Midwest, a Midwestern girl, just outside of St. Louis.
Nice.
And just kind of a little backstory here, kind of that connects with today is I'll say that I first found my love of like farming and plants and things like that there, where I used to grow tomatoes and things with my dad. And anyway, brought my show me state lifestyle here to Southern California, is where I
Mm.
am now. And I've been married to my sweetheart native Californian, David, husband, for 26 years. And we have two wonderful young adult children. So we're a son and a daughter.
Oh,
And the son's just finishing up college, and we're figuring out what it's like to have the empty nester phase of life. So for pretty much all of my career, I've been actually in the packaging industry. So helping all kinds of name brands, big box stores, and all kinds of companies, small and large, with their packaging.
mm.
And have enjoyed that because if you've ever seen the show How It's Made,
I've heard of it.
okay. Well, it's just kind of seeing like how things work, right? And
Yeah.
so that's something that I've always enjoyed doing. I've had the privilege of working with a lot of founders and brand managers and CMOs, and it's really cool to see how it's made and actually to be a part of it. So
Mm.
that's the part that I really loved is when there's this idea, concept, also we need something, and then thinking about how to get it done and making it happen.
Cool.
Um, so I've been in this industry. I've had my company since 2003.
Hmm.
And I want to say it was around 2018, 2019 that I was like, I like what I'm doing, but I feel like something's missing. And that something was making an impact. And it was probably around that time that I decided that I really wanted to focus. And there was some interest in the market a little bit in terms of in terms of sustainability.
Hmm.
Um, and because I'm one that's always been with gardening and um, even local farming and things like that, I just thought, we've got to do something here. And I just felt like that's a place so I could make an impact in the world. And then
Hmm.
also, really, as I started thinking about the food we eat and what we put on our skin and the impact that that has on us, and as a woman of color, also just all the challenges in health and wellness in our community and how people don't have access to that still really started to kind of bother me. So I thought, well, at least what could I do? I could kind of help brands to understand how they could make their product packaging more sustainable. So that's
Mm.
where I started looking into that, and started connecting with some of the folks in part of Natural Products Expo, and um, really decided, okay, was kind of dabbling with it. And then in 2020, um, decided I'm going all in.
Hmm.
And I'm going to go to Expo West, and I'm going to make a big splash and really launch. And that's when the world shut down.
Mm. Yeah.
But really,
Yeah.
that is, through that, though, it brought a greater awareness to people about health and wellness, and the demand
Mhm.
for clean ingredients really grew.
Hmm.
And that's where I met you guys during the pandemic. I met a lot of companies that, we were able to help into service. And so it's right up my alley. And I just feel so privileged to be able to do this work.
Wonderful. I don't know if we've ever connected about this, but I grew up in the Midwest also. So it's funny.
Oh,
I grew up
really?
outside of
Where?
Milwaukee, outside of
Oh,
Milwaukee.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You escaped the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. But it's great to hear a little bit more of your background and then the kind of story leading up to, where you are today and then kind of your focus on sustainable packaging. We're so grateful. We're so grateful because it's hard to, yeah, to like really want to make a certain kind of product, on the inside and then be like, okay, so what kind of packaging solutions do we have? And, for us, it's been kind of a struggle actually to find aligned packaging sources. So I just want to say thank you again, Rosalind, for that work. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
my pleasure. Thank you.
yeah. So I have another question for you. I
Uh-huh.
feel like you touched on it a little bit. Um, so what makes you mad enough to do something about it? And that's kind of like on the big picture, personal, business, anything.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so especially, during the pandemic when so many people were suffering, so many people lost their lives needlessly, in my opinion, and it really came down to health, I
Hmm.
think, and I think we realized then how much more our healthy, how important it is to eat healthy. And at the same time, getting access to fruits and vegetables in certain areas of the United States is
Hmm.
almost unheard of. It doesn't make sense to me why there are food deserts here in the United States. Um, Fruits and vegetables should not be a privilege,
Hmm.
especially like organic ones. It should just be a right.
Hmm.
And so that's something that I've been giving a lot of thought to. And so I want to say probably around 2021 is when I started getting involved with a local organization of mine in Ontario. It's a community farm called Huerta de Valle. And the neighborhood is very heavily Latino. Most of the community lives in apartments, so they don't have the land space. And while I would say there's a decent number of grocery stores, it's not as easily accessible. So if you don't have a car, if you need a public transportation, but this particular farm make space for people within the community for a pretty nominal fee to be able to plant, to get a plot. So I think it's for around like 60 something dollars they can get for the year a
Wow.
plot of land. And we make our own compost there.
Mm.
Um, they get education on how to plant. There's um, so space for them to grow their food. There's education if they want to make it a business.
Mm.
Um, and so it's just a really neat place where they can go. Maybe they don't want it a business, maybe they just want it for their own
Mhm.
use. So they're able to learn, and the kids come, and there's also chicks and rabbits and things like that around there too. So it's kind of a fun place to be. But we also, the main farm is where I do a lot of my volunteer work. And
Mhm.
then we sell those products to the community. And it's not certified organic because that's expensive, but it's made all organically. In an inorganic way, it's just not certified, and it's sold to the community.
Mhm.
And so it's a great organization to be affiliated with, and I've been happy to
Mhm.
be there. So
That's wonderful. It's so cool too, just that like that resonance between being able to grow food and grow community, you know?
yeah,
Like often those things, those generative things do go together. It's
they
beautiful.
do.
Yeah.
And it's fun to get your hands in the dirt.
Oh, for sure. Necessary. I know. I wish I could do more of that actually.
That's
Another
my
phase.
Midwestern coming out.
Yeah. Oh no, it's real. And then, yeah, I mean, to kind of piggyback off of that too. So, what do you see happening in the world that you want to support?
Yeah, so professionally,
Mhm.
um, is so I do work with an organization called One Step Closer, OSC, and
Mhm.
that's where I think we've spent a lot of our time together. So these groups, and really their focus is to help mission-driven brands such as Fat and the Moon, who are interested in making a difference in the world by making clean products and doing it in a way that promotes zero waste, and we make an impact by reducing plastic and promoting recyclability or compostables. And so, with my background in packaging, I'm able to help with that.
Mhm.
And also, there's other areas elevating women within the community through our women's circle, through the natural products, consumer products industry, and also working with Jedi. So, um, equity, diversity, inclusion, and
Yeah.
just elevating that. So there's a lot of different ways within there. Most recently, I'm part of the Packaging Collaborative, and
Mhm.
my goal right now is to bring in new companies that can help on the packaging production side to support our
Great.
mission to develop more sustainable packaging solutions.
Mhm.
There's a lot of policy and legislation that is coming out. And quite frankly, as a brand, sometimes it can be difficult to navigate that. And
Yeah.
there's, like you said, there's not a lot of products out there. It's still in development in a lot of ways. Having fully compostable options that are also shelf stable and those types
Mhm.
of things can be quite a challenge.
Mhm.
But just wanting to bring the correct players together so that we can address some of these things. We see all these challenges with our climate right now as we speak. We're just coming off this Hurricane Milton, and right before that, Hurricane Helene, and
Yeah.
definitely, this we've got to do something to um, fix fix the challenges that we see going on in our globally
Mhm.
in our world.
Yeah. Yeah, and we need partners to do that, right? Because it's really, I think that's one of the cool things about OSC is just like bringing people in this like larger industry together and really kind of setting the same goals. Like I think we are in our kind of silos, in our businesses or industries, like thinking about that stuff, but we really need to come together in order to make these solutions happen and to give them the kind of traction that they need. So again, it's just like so inspiring and just so strengthening actually to find people out there and be like, cool, you like, thank you for working on this part of the solution that like we want to be supportive of, but we can't create ourselves. So that's just, yeah, that's just really, really exciting. And yeah, we are again just so stoked to work with you. Yay. And then I'm just curious too. So what fat in the moon potion serves you the best, Rosalyn? Which one do you like?
Sure. I mean, there's all kind. I I like the my probably my favorite, and again, maybe it's just my conservative Midwestern, is the all cream.
Conservative Midwestern, all cream. I want to understand that connection.
Well, I mean, I guess because you have the lip stains, and
Mhm.
and the sprays and the body things. But for me, I guess I consider myself more simple, more
Mhm.
basic. And I like the all cream. It doesn't have overpowering scents or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
just a really nice cream. I have it here.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's just a really nice cream, and it makes your skin feel really, really smooth.
Oh, good.
So I like that.
Um,
So
s- that makes me happy. It's always good to just like know whose like bodies, we get to support. Like it's so weird because it's so intimate actually. Like when people are like, I love Fat in the Moon deodorant. I'm like, wow, I'm just like we're in that person's armpits, you know. It's so
Yeah. I like the rose mist too.
yeah, yeah, that's one of my favorites. That was one of my original Fat and the Moon potions actually, and the all cream. So
Oh,
I'm so
really?
I'm so glad that you're a fan. That means a lot to
Yeah,
me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then for our final question, just wondering, who was one of your childhood crushes? Like just to bring it back around to the crush.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's kind of a funny thing. The Purple King himself,
Uh-huh.
Prince.
That's a good one.
I want to say he's the most talented. He was the most talented ever. You know,
Mm,
all the instruments he could play, the music, it just, and then so just way beyond his time, when he came out with stuff, cutting edge and edgy and fun.
yeah,
So, Mr. Purple Rain. So,
yeah. You're gonna crush, you're gonna crush, you're gonna crush that star. I get it. I know, right? Prince, I mean.
in fact, one of my first dates with my husband was like, okay, well, what do you think of him? Turn up the music. He was like, oh, I love him. Like, okay, then we're good.
That's a good way to think about crushes. They're like a lens for everyone else coming into your life.
He's my other crush.
That's good. After 26 years, that's good to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
And a grown kid. That's really good to hear. I'm like, I have a 6-year-old and I'm like, I can't even imagine a time when he's going to be like an adult and I'm going to be like, it's just, yeah, it's hard to fathom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It goes really fast. So cherish every moment.
Thank you. I will. Well, thank you so much again, Rosalind. I just
Thank
so appreciate your
you.
time
And
and the work
your
that you're
team is
doing.
amazing.
Oh,
We just love working with everyone on your team. They've just been Shelby, Lou, everyone has just
yeah.
been phenomenal. So we just really, really appreciate it and love working with you guys and just count it such a privilege. And I
Mm.
have a team member, Judy, who
Oh, we
is
love Judy.
everybody loves Judy. And I just we just consider ourselves so privileged to work with you. So thank you so much.
The feeling is so mutual. Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for just sharing a little bit about yourself with the Fat and the Moon audience. We really appreciate that.
Thank you. Have a good
Okay.
one.
Okay, take care, Rosalind.
All right.